Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Iron Man in Japan, and right now I'm in quarantine hell, I guess you would say. Um, was in the U.S., for 6 months for work, and came back to Japan, and I had to do the PCR test. The Q-tip in the nose. And spinning around in there for 10 minutes. Felt like it anyway, and after that. Was sitting in the airport for how long was it? Maybe 7 hours. So my plane got in, about 1:30, and they technically they said they rushed the results for us. I don't know why. There's not that many planes coming in and out of Tokyo right now, but we they took us to a room, we waited, and we did the test, and then we waited, and they took us to another room because maybe there were some other flights coming in, they had to be tested. It was like the very, very, very far corner of the Haneda airport. Some of the gates that they're not using, of course, because there's not many flights coming in, and even just only domestic flights. So after that, I had a fun talk with immigration. Even being a permanent resident holder and also having left before the travel ban, it was still their call where they could have said no. They could have said, well, what's the reason, you need to be back in Japan? I told them, you know, I live and work here. You've seen my documents. And, they made me fill out paperwork 7 times. Literally, these 2 girls and multiple immigration officers came over and, made sure I read it. And says, and then on the bottom of the paperwork, it literally says, if you lie or, this information's not correct, they'll basically deport you or they'll basically kick you out of the country. So it just basically kept asking me, were you in another country for more than 14 days? Listed on the banned countries. Of course, I was in America, so I said yes. And, reason for returning to Japan, I said, well, I live here. My kids are here. You know, but they kept asking me. And then finally, I actually pulled out one of my business cards for work. And I'm like, look, I work at Mitsubishi. You know, there's a reason why I'm in Japan. I want to stay in Japan. And then maybe 20 minutes later, a guy came over with my, I had my passport and everything. And he opened it up and showed me that, it was stamped, and he said, welcome to Japan. And basically I was allowed in. And then they put us in a private bus and took us to a hotel where I'm in right now. So I'll kind of show you my my life in this hotel. It's not grand. Of course it's a small hotel, but I'll show you what they're doing for us. It's you'll be pretty surprised. So they're giving us food, 3 meals a day. And let me show you what they're doing. So if you see here, got these little tables. So I'm trying to whisper, not to disturb anybody. So if you saw there, those tables, what they're doing is 6 o'clock, we get breakfast. 11 o'clock, they're putting out lunch. And 5 o'clock's dinner. And so what they did, I'll show you. Sorry, everything's a mess. You can see I got, my carry-on bags and suitcase. But, I put a lot of stuff in the closet. But there's, behind my suitcase too, there's, like towels for 2 weeks. There's bed sheets, extra pajamas, tea for the hot pot, the kettle and stuff. And then over here on the desk, as you can see, they just put a bunch of water, drinking water and stuff for us. We have access. There's a vending machine, which is very small. It's limited. There's some tea and some coffees and stuff in there. And, ice machine. But technically, we're not supposed to leave the hotel. Or even, actually, we're not even supposed to leave our room. There is a 7-Eleven attached to the hotel. I really, sounds bad for me saying this, but maybe really late tonight if I can stay awake and my jet lag doesn't kick in or anything. Just want to go down there and get a couple Boss Coffee, which is it's just a coffee company here in Japan. They make pretty good coffee. Just buy 10 or 12 of those and stock them in the fridge, and maybe some cup noodle or something. But lunch today is actually not that bad. You can see lunch, it's not bad. Breakfast was more traditional, kind of Japanese breakfast. There was some salmon, some fish, and some rice, and there was a little bit of some egg and actually a piece of bacon, which was actually more Western bacon. I was actually surprised. So it was a little bit of a Japanese American slash breakfast, because that's on their menu anyway. If you look at the menu here, I'll show you the menu. They have the main is breakfast, American, and then Japanese, and then this miscellaneous is for lunch and other things. It's pretty short, but I think they're only supporting like one restaurant maybe for us, or the people that are here, possibly other quarantine people, to do room service. That's the room service. But the meals are provided, so they are free. So at the same time, company paid for the hotel, and then I don't know if they had to pay for the meals included in the room rate or not. But I guess I can't complain. But at the same time, it's like being in prison. Technically, I did sign some papers that said basically you can be fined in jail for up to 6 months, and then fined for almost $5,000 by not, abiding by the quarantine guidelines. So it's, the good thing is, because I came from America, I had my PS4. I made sure I put that in my suitcase. I got enough clothes, and they gave us laundry soap, so I'm not sure if we're supposed to just do the laundry ourselves. They have machines here if we're allowed. I might just call and ask. Eventually, even after, 6 or 7 days, I have enough clothes, but I don't want to take those dirty clothes home with me. I like to be able to wash. But basically, you can see I got a small TV. I got my Fire Cube, and then I have my PlayStation there on the floor. So I mean, that'll keep me entertained. I got my laptop and got some things I can do on the laptop. So I have some online courses for Java and things that I'm working on. So I can stay sort of productive, I guess you would say. But being in this small of a room for this is day one for 14 more days is going to be tough. So that's my update right now. I'm back in Japan, and I'm hopefully going to start putting a lot more content on the channel. I bought some new toys, some the Rode wireless mics, and the Interview Go, and walk around and talk to some people and ask some questions and just see what else I can come up with. But that's all I got for now, and I hope everyone's doing well, and see you later.